A Barber'S Wish. In a certain kingdom, once there lived a very poor farmer, a very poor barber. He had no any relative of his own. Whatever he got, nothing was sufficient to him. He squandered all his money and existed always as the same. Once the king's minister came to his shop for his hair to be cut. He was very much satisfied in the barber's work and informed about it to the king. Very soon he was appointed as the royal barber. One day the barber was shaving the king's face. The king liked him very much, for he did his work very perfectly. He asked the barber, "Barber, do you have any wish?" The barber replied, "Your Majesty, my only ambition in life is to become a minister." The king promoted him to a minister. The new minister wanted to have some reformation in the administration. One day he told the king, "Your Majesty, we are wasting our national treasure in feeding this large army. In my opinion, we can do without any army if we disband them and bring up potent hounds in the place. It will help us curtail our expenses, and after training they can be sent to the front." The king felt that it was a good decision, and he disbanded half of his army instead of the soldiers. The king bought thousands of ferocious hounds and delivered them among the remaining soldiers to look after and train. The king of the neighboring country had been looking for a chance of attacking the kingdom, but whenever he took a decision, it was retracted when the spies informed of the strong army of the neighboring king. But this time his army informed him about the reformation took place in the neighboring kingdom. He equipped his army with all the arrangements and marched forward for a sudden and bloody attack. The new minister came to know of the enemy's advent, and he consoled the king, telling that his hounds would counteract against the enemy. But all conceptions were mistaken. When the enemy burst into the front, the hounds were unleashed, but instead of attacking the enemy, they dispersed into all directions and fought each other. The enemy found this being a convenient gap and sallied into the city. At last, the minister and the king had to flee away for their dear life from the kingdom. They reached a dense forest and hid inside. The king said, "It was really a foolish step to act according to your plans. Now, what shall we do?" The barber said, "Your Majesty, don't worry. We will not fail in any way." So saying, he opened his cloth bag and took out a shaving razor. Showing it to the king, he said, "This is my razor. I can live with the help of this razor. I have another one which was bequeathed by my father to me. You can take it and find your livelihood." The king was forced to accept his words, for there was no any other alternative.